explaining why I specifically chose to create a tutorial on the Nutella Oreo Cheesecake. With each recipe that I have done so far, I have picked out a reason behind it. In my project, I had done quite a lot of research on the psychological benefits of baking, and I found some key points that I really wanted to address. So through that, I picked out a few recipes that I wanted to create tutorials on first. So this is kind of just going over why I chose the Nutella Oreo cheesecake and how it's psychologically beneficial. So I hope you guys enjoy, and it's gonna be a lot of me just talking to you guys, so I hope you enjoy. First, I'm just gonna talk about baking in general. So baking is a form of altruism. Altruism is the concern for others and the actions you take to help others. So in other words, it's selflessness. So in an article I read, it said that baking for others can increase a feeling of well-being, contribute to stress relief, and make you feel like you've done something good for the world, which perhaps increases your meaning in life and connection with other people. I'm going to be putting the links to the articles down in the description box below. If you guys want to have a look at it, feel free to do so. Anyways, back to how baking is psychologically beneficial. Food has both physical and emotional significance in our lives. Baking is helpful when you want to bring joy and when you want to try to just make others happy. And honestly, you shouldn't do it to really compete, because that gets rid of that feeling of love that you get when you bake. So another quote by Susan Whitbourne, she's a professor of psychological and brain sciences at the University of Massachusetts. She said that the most benefits would occur when you bake not to seek attention or to outdo others, but when you just want to share the food with people who you believe will appreciate it. So it's really just doing it out of your own heart for someone else, and it isn't about showing off or trying to seem better than someone else, because that's really important if you are trying to de-stress or just stay in a better mental state. So that's another thing that's very important. And because you're making something for someone else, you're taking the time to really create something for someone else's joy, and it adds emotional significance to it, which is very important. And also in many countries, making and giving food to others is an expression of love. Also, baking can help you de-stress, as it's a productive form of self-expression and communication. So when people find it difficult to express stuff through words, a great way to do it is through giving food to someone to express gratitude or appreciation towards someone else. So as many of you guys probably know, with the Nutella Oreo cheesecake specifically, it is a heavy food and it isn't necessarily healthy for you. So, and especially when you look at the psychology behind it, something to keep in mind is not to eat too much of this. This cheesecake I make maybe once in a year or 6 months. It's very rare, but whenever I make it, I make sure to share it with family members, friends, and I really try to minimize how much I make it because of the fact that eating too much of this is not good for you, because it does have a lot of sugars, which gives you peaks and throws in the amount of glucose in your blood, and it can lead to symptoms of dizziness, fatigue, insomnia, and so much more. And also it's really important to make sure that you're not eating too many refined sugars and refined carbohydrates, because they're also linked with depression. These foods provide very little in nutrients, and it also uses up the mood enhancing vitamin D. So basically turning 1 teaspoon of sugar requires you to use energy from vitamin Bs, and that really takes up the vitamin B that is needed for other functions. So it's really important to keep that in moderate. Through my research, I found different ways to kind of keep in check, look after, make sure that you're not eating too many unhealthy foods. In an article I read, Kathleen DeMaison, the author of the Sugar Addicts Total Recovery Program and president of Radiant Recovery, she proposed that it's a good idea to maintain your blood sugar levels, so to keep it steady and clear. Another important thing you can use in your daily life is to have a breakfast. It is really important to do so. I know that many high schoolers, at least we just run off to school without having a breakfast, but it is really important to have a breakfast. Also, eat 3 meals a day with regular intervals. Also, try to eat whole grains, green vegetables. Kind of just eat vegetables from the color of the rainbow, and choose foods that have less sugar and more fiber. And also, if you want to enhance your serotonin levels, you can obviously eat protein with your meals. Also, you can have comfort foods once in a while, just keep it in moderate. So the Nutella Oreo Cheesecake specifically is just really a way for you guys to treat yourself, and it is really delicious, but do not overeat it. So when it comes to managing stress in daily life, there's many things that you can do. So while I did research, I found a few pointers, which I found a few articles talking about this, and out of them I picked out a few pointers that I thought were very important. Also, the links of these articles will be down in the description box below, so if you want to go check them out, feel free to do so. So basically, firstly, what I thought was really important was try not to be hard on yourself, because with life, honestly, you're going to face challenges every single time, and you kind of just have to keep persevering through it. And every decision you make in life, you always have a risk of a positive or negative result, and you just, whatever the outcome is, don't be hard on yourself. Like, try to make your best decision, but if it does not turn out right, you don't have to self-criticize. If you're someone who tends to self-criticize, a great way to change that is to counter that with positive praise. Especially, a great way to do so is with the small achievements in every day. So it doesn't have to be a big thing, it can be something small. So basically, for me at least, one of the things I like doing in my free time is art. So I'm currently working on turning this journal I have of sorts, which is blank, into a more creative, colorful looking book. So just being able to paint a few of the pages or color in a bit of the cover page and kind of add to it is like a small accomplishment I get once in a while. So honestly, just hang on to those small accomplishments. Don't let the failures really drag you down and cause you to stress about it. Honestly, another thing is just have fun and enjoy life. And yes, it requires you to be serious at times, but just try to find time to spend with your family and friends. Like, you can just maybe take even half an hour out of your day and just talk to someone you really enjoy talking to. Go for a walk with them, call them, do something with this person and just relax. Because that's a great way for you to just refocus and get back to working in a more efficient way without that giant stress just weighing down on your back. Also, make sure to exercise regularly. Another thing I would recommend is trying out new hobbies, because it kind of helps you improve your self-confidence. You're trying something new, it's different, and it can really help improve your mood. And it kind of gives you an opportunity to meet new people and just explore it a bit more. Also, something that's very important when managing stress is sleep. You need sleep. So no pulling all-nighters studying for an AP exam. That is not going to work. Honestly, just try to keep a fixed schedule on when you wake up and when you go to sleep so that it stays in a proper rhythm. It really helps a lot. And lastly, don't worry too much about what other people think. Honestly, just work on yourself, trying to achieve the goals that you have, and don't worry about what other people may think of these goals or what other people may say. It's like, if you have a passion for it, go ahead. Don't stress about what other people expect of you. So those are just a few things to try and put into your daily life to help de-stress. Obviously, you don't have to use them all. Just even picking one out of them would help a lot. So I hope you guys learned something in this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.